Broadcasting is capital of the world. This is the Podcast Business News Network. And welcome back, everyone. I love his thinking in that everybody is born with the full potential to be genius, living a life that just supports them, connected, joyful, full of abundance. He is a genius life coach. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to turn you into a genius. You don't have to be. You just have to navigate life in a fantastic way with grace, purpose, and wisdom. Today, we're going to get some examples of how that works. He's also a best-selling author, and he's back with us. Parixit Khatri joins us on the program. Welcome back. How you doing, sir?
Hey, thank you, Steve. Really good to talk to you again. Yeah, I'm doing great, and hoping we turn few more lives or enlight few more lives with genius lives.
Sure.
At the end of this podcast.
Awareness is the start to change, and I'm believing that we're going to create awareness today of what life can be like. There's a lot of things that hold people back. Can you give an example, maybe somebody you've worked with, of course we keep it confidential, of how you supported someone to make that transformation?
Yeah, that would be awesome, Steve. So let me start with, the statistics of, again, our USA. 71% of Americans identify money as a significant cause for the stress in their lives, right? And this is just a one stat, but if we Google it, we'll see the tons and loads of statistics, which is more than 70%. And money is like a center. So, let's take an example of wealth of life. And let me give you one example. Of course, the information is confidential. So I'll take a story of a Mark and, kind of give idea how I have supported a few of the clients and, also, this will give real life advice, and if someone just want to implement in their life, it will be helpful to them as well. So this is a story of Mark I want to share. And Mark's life is like many of us, full of ambition and drive. Growing in a middle class family in New Jersey, he was taught from a young age that financial success was the ultimate goal. So he pursued it relentlessly. By the time he was 35, he had reached height most of us kind of dream of, including living in a Manhattan penthouse and vacationing in the Maldives, and kind of luxurious life, dining in a good restaurants in New York City and all those cool stuff, right? So from this story, you will sound like perfect, right? But behind the scene, Mark was burning out. And he was constantly stressed. His health was, deteriorating, and his relationships were falling apart. His schedules was so packed that he was once forgot even his wedding anniversary. And, time to time we kind of do. And, it's familiar to many of us, but so many professionals in cities like New York, New Jersey, success comes at the cost of health and happiness. And Mark's wake up call came when his body finally gave out. And one morning he was in our office and he just collapsed. Okay, and then years of stress, lack of sleep, and unhealthy habits caught up with him, and he woke up in a hospital bed. Doctor told him that he had narrowly avoided a heart attack. He lay in the hospital, reflection, clarity, and all those weird moments. He realized that he had spent his life chasing, financial success while neglecting the things that truly mattered, right? So that moment became critical in his life, and he reached out to life coach. That's me, and then his journey started. To improve. What can be done, right? What can be done? So he began his journey of transformation with me. And so first thing, like I advise him, like, don't quit your job, just don't give away all your money. Few of people do that, right? Instead, just, deliberately change in three areas of your life, right? So first, our consultation and, went through in a detail, and then Mark eventually realized that, without health, nothing else matter. He started with a small, like, taking 30-minute walk each morning and uh, swapping all the late night junk food for the balanced meal and prioritizing. Over the time, this habit transformed his energy and focus for the first time in his life, or after years of, he felt again like, feeling like alive. And, if we take a quote from the Ralph Waldo, the famous, uh, Ralph Waldo, if I give you some background, he's like, he was champion in individualism and critical thinking. He's, very well known philosopher, lecturer, American essayist, and so much great thing. And he mentioned, so Ralph mentioned that first wealth is our health, right? And Mark's realization was not dramatic. His simple logic, it came like, I cannot enjoy anything that I have earned if I'm too sick to experience it. That's just kind of his reason he came out with, right, after all this. So that is the first area. And then there is two more area we focused on, right? So second was like, taking like he started to paying attention to, most limited resource all of us has. That is a time, He had believed that every moment, spent not working was like a moment of wasted. So now he saw time differently. He started blocking off like weekends for his family, like, scheduling short vacations, creating space in his day for hobbies, small things, right? He started changing. And one day he was with his son in a baseball game. He realized that, these are the moments he will remember with his son when his son grow up. So not the hours spent in a boardroom meetings, but rather these are the kind of a moment he gonna cherish. So, and this is supported by the Gallup poll. 60% of the professionals feel they don't have enough personal time. And, Mark's story just proves that reclaiming time isn't just about working less. It is about, living more. And the third critical one was, aspect that we focus was relationship. So Mark started building the relationships. Years of workaholism had distanced him from his loved one, like, relatives, like, father, mother, uncles, and, close friends. He decided it wasn't too late to reconnect. And he planned, like, date nights with his wife and calling parents regularly, small thing again. And, even becoming the coach for his son little league team, right? Small thing. So these all, and again, this is like, Harvard study also on a support that adult development shows the stronger relationship are the key to the long-term happiness, not the, money or any other things. So relationship is like, wealth. And that was like a three aspect we covered and this is one example, but, if we look at the Mark as a like a reflection, he discovered profoundly that money is is a kind of tool. It is not a goal. It is more of like a vehicle. And this shift has changed his life. But again, the more importance to the life has allowed him this thought process or the mindset to prosper within him. And if we take like all the four lessons, like or three lessons so far. So number one is like invest in a health. Without it, everything else is meaningless. Reclaiming your time, use time for what truly matters to you, and wealth measured in a connection you nurture. So basically, prioritize your relationship. So these are the three areas. He was kind of started focusing, and over the time, uh, like he continued his journey, and he realized not that his journey was not the uh, unique in this world, but it was like resembling with many people around him, as well as many celebrities and many leaders. That was kind of overall like picture. I would say like it takes a lot of introspection, lot of session, Steve, to connect with people, understand what they are going through. And in this scenario, most of the scenarios where we have the New York, New Jersey, and city area where people are in a hurry and in the race for the money accumulation. This is the common problem we are seeing. And again, this is backed by the statistics, right? Um, so, Steve, I will give a few examples, few famous examples. So, one example was of Steve Jobs. We discussed briefly last time. It is written in his biography also that in the end, wealth isn't measured by the money; it is measured by the memories you create and the people you hold dear. That is his quote. That is the one he give importance to relationship. Then another example is from Ariana Huffington, the founder of the Huffington Post. Ariana was the kind of definition for the success until one day she collapsed from the exhaustion in her office, and she was like covered in a blood, and her she had surgery in the chin area and all those things, bad moments. But that moment forced her to reevaluate her priority. So she started to advocating for what she called the third matrix of success, focusing on the well-being, wisdom, and wonder, rather than just money and power. So she is now doing all the different areas, like where she is like spreading the awareness among the people that well-being is important, and she is doing all sort of good things. Then another example is the Richard Branson. So Richard Branson is a founder of Virgin Group. He is also famous. He discovered that the true measure of the wealth isn't in the business he built, but in the experiences he has shared with the family and friends. Branson even said publicly that richest people in the world are those who know how to enjoy the life, not just accumulation of the possession. So these all three stories we shared, this is like a famous story. But again, why I'm taking this famous story? So we can correlate ourselves to those celebrities as well as the ordinary people who are going through this trouble in a day-to-day life. But we don't know every ordinary person like me or like others in a day-to-day life what they go through. But we definitely know Richard Branson, Ariana Huffington, and Steve Jobs. So we talk about them, right? But this is a story of 71% of the American people, as per statistics. The solution is not very difficult once we understand, and the method to solve is not a very difficult. But where is the difficulty comes in picture is more of the reflection within ourselves, like what we are doing, what we are prioritizing, and then on top of it, if you can do help to yourself, you can independently solve that problem. But when you have a coach, you will be like you will be having the experience guiding guidelines as well as strategies that comes with, like these three strategies makes the life beautiful. So but on the way there are so many other small strategies that comes and helps people to improve their lives. So that is kind of a nutshell in you know, if I would give the example, Steve.
I appreciate all of that. And I want to go back to the first gentleman who was, we'll call him a workaholic, was so deep into his work and not taking a break and not seeing all the things around him.
Yeah, because people are very so first think about this. It's very subconsciously trained. We all are very subconsciously trained from the beginning of our childhood. So very beginning, like we think, okay, I need this thing, I need that thing, I need that thing. But how do I get? So we say, okay, that is money will buy all those things. So now we say, okay, let's buy the let's how to get that money. So we have to study this, we have to equip ourselves with this, then we study that, then we say, okay, what is next goal? So we are earning, we need to earn a lot of money. So as more money we earn, then we'll have freedom of it, freedom to spend, freedom to do what we want to do. But when we go transition from once we in the train of earning the money, we forget why we originally went after money, and that forgetting that of earning the money put us in the train where we just keep on going and going, and I want to be millionaire, I want to be billionaire, I want to do these, and like money number thing, and that ultimately put us in the backtrack of other issues. That is the first. There are many other psychological behaviors which put people into the different, sometimes it's a family is coming from the middle class, and he has person has seen the middle class only, and say a small struggle, and he want to come out of that struggle. So while he coming out of that struggle, he forget that this struggle, while we are coming out of this struggle, we are still enjoying our life, small fun we are having, having the ice cream, or the having the birthday party for the family member, for sister, brother, for father, mother. Those small things we neglect. The reason we are focusing more on the things that we don't have, and when we start focusing on those small which we don't have, again that adds up into our subconscious thing, and that eventually when we start earning the money, those subconscious things are driving you crazy. So there are so many different variables that plays a role. But these are the two I am just on my top of head from my experience I'm sharing. But again, as we go in an individual to individual, they have different past experience, and that past experience they lost a thought of train, and eventually they're put into the mode where they just want to do. There are good example also, someone is athletic, and he just want to achieve gold medal, right? That's a different story, and in that we will have a different kind of cycle, right? So hope that I answer you, Steve.
It truly does. And it does illustrate that the power of our subconscious is much more than I think any of us realize. And in the example of that first gentleman, he was focusing on the things he didn't have,
Yes.
which in the world of the subconscious, or even if you want to look at manifestation too, it's a negative. He's coming from a place of lack instead of visualizing the things
Yes.
he does have and taking stock in that.
Right.
And say Steve Jobs, you said something that's so powerful. Health is everything. Look at him. Now, such a successful man, built a empire that of communication for all of us, most of us today.
Yeah.
But in the end, all that money couldn't save him. Maybe prolonged his life a little bit, but couldn't save him. What do you think? Right. I want to go back to that first gentleman for a moment. Do you think that he was also running from something, running from challenges in his life, things in his subconscious, and that's why he dove so deep into work just to keep himself busy, to not realize the things that either was going on in his life or things that were lacking in his life.
Yeah, so there are, so first person, let's say Mark story, right? But there are people who, like, let's say Mark's example, if I take it and make hyper scenario where, he's getting more, he's possessing the power in an office or like, on his work that he's like commanding, okay, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. So he has like a kind of a drive. He enjoy that drive, that power, and that power is kind of he's kind of absorbing, right? Which he's not getting anywhere else. Like he's not getting that power or the drive within the family. He's not getting that drive and power in the uh, friends circle or the society, and because of that, he say, okay, I'm very comfortable being in the work or the office, so I'm going to be, doing this more because I'm more comfortable. But if you think of it, I believe there is a new saying. I don't know who started, but say like start being uh, be the find the comfort in uncomfortness, in the sense
Mm.
of transformation. Once you get the comfortable, your growth also stop it. But in this case, what happened is he got comfortable, and now his other area, which is like a health, which is kind of relationship, those started to degrade. In Yeah, he excelled in one area, but he degraded the other areas. And when he started degrading other area, even though he whatever the outcome of the first area, he will not be able to enjoy, right? So that is kind of another aspect that he could have think differently, saying, okay, let's not just because I like to do this, don't just keep on doing. Like if we take like negative example, let's say Mark is having the problem with the alcoholism, right? He like to drink, so he keep on drinking. No, that's not a right logic, right? The right logic is, okay, this is enough for me. I enjoyed today's drink. Let's have the next drink tomorrow with the friends again, right? So that is kind of a thought process. We need to see where is the right balance, right harmony within our life with every other aspect. So we can enjoy for long duration, long life.
Do you feel that, and before I even ask this question, the
Hmm.
discomfort, I joined a men's group exactly a year ago, and
Okay.
in our call it our standards, and we all agreed on all of
Hmm.
these. We voted on them. One of them is drive.
Yeah.
One of them is believe. Out of six different standards, one of them is embrace discomfort. Now,
Yeah.
that being said, do you feel that once you embrace discomfort,
Hmm.
it gets easier as time goes on when the next situation presents and the next situation presents, that it just becomes easier?
Yes. Yes. And if we think of it, right, that is how the I have one book written, Steve. That is, its name is The Change. The Change: How to Thrive in a World of Transformation. Just last year I released, and it is very big book. I thought to break it up, but it it discuss about different traits of human beings, emotions, and negativity of the emotions. And I have taken like top-notch example. Um, Many world leader like Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi,
Hmm.
Nelson Mandela, all those great example, and their positive, negatives, and kind of given that view in a perspective. So the 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 thing that is inevitable in our life is a change. If we start adjusting to the change, or if we accept that change is inevitable, and we are meant to be the changing, our habits, our skills, our lifestyle, our life, then rest of the thing become kind of a journey. And we know journey is made up of success, failures, right? So many failures eventually will result in a success. And then again, after success, there will be failure we grow to the next success. So this is kind of a journey, and change is change is a kind of, you can think of drive, and we have to be, earlier we accept that, we have to do change and we have to customize with the change, better we will be, living genius life,
Absolutely.
rather than,
Well, you know what it is? Change is inevitable. We need to embrace it. We need to understand that it's always going to be there. Making it easier is where you come in to coach somebody and understand these principles. And I really love the fact that you've mastered the art of science with coaching. It's not just a couple of things that you're throwing out there. This is based on science. This is based on proven theories. This is based on a lot of history and lots of examples along the way. Parixit, we're just about out of time. How can somebody connect with you if they even just start a conversation about making some change?
Yeah, so there are 3 ways you can reach me. First is like, if you don't have time to have a consultation with me as a coach, you always have avenue of my books. I have if you can get it, perfect, right? If not, then you reach out to me for consultation on my website. It's a 1gcoach.com or idiscovergeniuswithin.com, and there is a contact information over there. So and email address is support@discovergeniuswithin.com. You can send me email, and there are other avenues available in my website. So I'll be available all the channels.
Time for change.
To connect.
Time for change and time for transformation. And I can tell you firsthand, you can't do it alone. You need somebody to walk that journey with you and have that accountability and check in with you from time to time. Parixit, thank you so much for everything today. The examples were wonderful, relatable for, I think, all of us, and a reminder that we have to embrace that change. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind, like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind, like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.